Hello and welcome to another video. Today we'll be looking at what the speaking part of a Russian learning app should look like. The speaking part should utilize the language buddy method. This means that, for example, someone whose mother tongue is Russian and wants to learn German finds someone whose mother tongue is German and who wants to learn Russian. They then study together. For example, they meet or call each other once a week and just talk. Of course, it is ideal to talk to each other twice a week, once in your mother tongue and once in your buddy's mother tongue. Now, the question is, when you're talking to your buddy, should you correct your mistakes and should you correct his mistakes? My answer to that question isn't that easy. I would primarily see what your partner thinks and maybe you can conclude. However, I would advise that if you're still a Russian learning beginner, I wouldn't let my mistakes be corrected. Afterward, when you're already almost fluent, correcting mistakes becomes necessary. But I think that it doesn't really make that much of a difference and you'll pick up the language anyway. Additionally, as already mentioned, it doesn't matter what you are talking about. As long as you are speaking in your target language, any usage of the language is a win. However, if you feel unmotivated or aren't quite sure what to talk about, try focusing on things you're genuinely interested in. This accelerates your language learning process and is just more fun. Of course, it can be quite hard to find something that you are both interested in. The app could, for example, offer you a list of different topics you could talk about, as well as an integrated video and audio call function. Here are some examples of such topics to also give you some inspiration. Personal information, introductions, family and friends, hobbies and interests, daily routines, personal goals and aspirations, travel and culture, travel experiences, favorite travel destinations, cultural festivals and traditions, differences between cultures, historical sites and landmarks, food and drink, favorite foods and recipes, traditional dishes, restaurants experiences, cooking tips and techniques, food and drink preferences, education and work, school and university life, career choices and ambitions, job experiences and responsibilities, work culture differences, learning and development, health and fitness, exercise routines, healthy eating habits, mental health and wellness, sports and physical activities, personal health goals, entertainment, movie and TV shows, books and literature, music and concerts, video games, theater and performing arts, technology and gadgets, latest tech trends, favorite gadgets, social media platforms, impact of technology on daily life, future technological advancements, environment and nature, climate change and sustainability, conservation efforts, outdoor activities, wildlife and ecosystems, personal efforts to protect the environment, current events, news and media, political developments, social issues and activism, economic trends, local community news, lifestyle and fashion, personal style and fashion preferences, beauty and grooming tips, home decor and organization, lifestyle choices and philosophies, shopping habits, science and innovation, scientific discoveries, space exploration, medical advancements, environmental science, technological innovations, relationships and social life, building and maintaining friendships, dating and romantic relationships, networking and socializing, family dynamics, social etiquette and customs, hobbies and pastimes, arts and crafts, gardening, collecting, DIY projects, playing musical instruments, language and learning, language learning experiences, tips for mastering new languages, differences in language structures, language-related travel experiences, benefits of being multilingual, philosophy and thought, personal beliefs and values, ethical dilemmas and discussions, famous philosophers and their ideas, impact of philosophy on daily life, debates on existential topics, history and heritage, historical events and periods, personal family heritage, influential historical figures, historical documentaries and books, impact of history on the present, pets and animals, pet care and training, interesting animal facts, favorite animals and why, animal rescue stories, experiences with wildlife, arts and creativity, painting and drawing, writing and poetry, photography and videography, creative projects and ideas, appreciating different art forms, sports and recreation, favorite sports to watch or play, sports teams and players, sports events and competitions, outdoor recreational activities, fitness. Another point to consider is pronunciation. If you want to achieve perfect or almost perfect pronunciation in Russian, the only way forward is a native speaker. The most effective exercise to train your pronunciation is reading a book to your buddy for so long as he says that your pronunciation is perfect. Trust me, this exercise works well. On the other hand, you'll of course only advance half as fast if you have to do every second lesson in your mother tongue. For this reason, the app should also include the feature where you can buy lessons with native speakers and they'll teach you how to speak. Generally speaking, these paid lessons wouldn't probably look a lot different from the normal lessons. You talk about whatever comes to mind. In my opinion, the lessons between you and your buddy, as well as between you and your paid teacher, shouldn't last any longer than 45 minutes. This is because after a certain period, you'll become bored, tired, or whatever. After the lesson, sit down and think to yourself what you learned. Jot down some expressions you've heard for the first time or words that you don't know actively. And then practice these until the next lesson, and you'll hopefully be able to actively use them then. Now, when should you start with these language buddy lessons? Well, you've probably heard that many people say you should start right away with these. After you've learned your first word of Russian, you should immediately try and use it in a conversation. However, if you're a rather shy person or you just don't feel comfortable speaking Russian whilst you're not that good yet, acquire a base knowledge, then start with speaking exercises. But don't wait too long. It is important that you know the language actively, so in a conversation, and not only passively, for example, knowledge of grammar rules, etc. Well, how would these features look in the app? I think that it would be easiest to have a very simple layout. For example, a WhatsApp layout would be ideal. You have different chats with different people, and in these chats you can call each other. Of course, the possibility of group chats should also be included. Additionally, the function for buying lessons with native speakers would have to be somehow included. These are my ideas of how the speaking part of a language learning app should look like. See you next time. Bye.